Toronto, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, get notified, but if you're already part of the crew, salute. But today we're going to be talking about the Samsung Galaxy J7 Halo from Cricket Wireless. So the Samsung Galaxy J7 from Cricket Wireless was a phone that was pretty much one of the top budget phones 3 years ago. Now this phone was released pretty much 3 years ago in 2017, and it was a really good phone for the time that it was launched. Now in the past, Samsung has been always dishing out new phones, always putting out budget devices, and it especially came in the J series. Now Samsung has devoted most of their energy towards the A series lineup and the Fold and the S series and the Note series as well. But the J series is no longer. We do miss that physical touch button, the nice 18:9 aspect ratio, which was really, nice, reminiscent of this device. It also did feature a back panel that was removable in case you wanted to switch out the battery, which was kind of cool. SIM card, micro SD card for expansion. Now this was the 32 gigabyte model. I remember they released the 16 gigabyte model, and then 6 months later, down the line, they released the 32 gigabyte model, which I was like, okay, I want to check it out because it had enough storage for me. Now it did have 2 gigabytes of RAM, and this device was pretty cool. Now this does have an Exynos processing chip. We'll get into that in a little bit more detail, but the size of the display, it was a 720 panel, and it looks really nice. Let me just talk about this panel in a little bit more detail. 1280 by 720, really nice squared edges at the top, really squared display. You can see that bottom chin, top half of the phone is all forehead. And really nice device for the feel in the hand. I can't stress that enough. This device felt so good to use on a daily basis. It's got a single camera, which we'll get into a little bit more detail, front-facing camera as well. Your most recent apps button, your home button, which can get to your Google Assistant. You could even launch the camera with this thing with a double click. There's also a way to get to your, one-handed operation mode when you tap it 3 times, things of that nature. 1, 2, 3. But there's a whole bunch of features on this device. That's pretty much what I want to get into and kind of talk about if it's worth it in 2021, because somebody had requested how far does the updates go up to this device. So I just went through that. I updated this device to its full capacity. It was running Android 7.0, and I actually got it to run on Android 8.1 December 2018 security patch, which is not bad. Not the most recent in the world, but I do have a VPN just in case, which will protect me from outside hackers, threats, things of that nature, if the security software, if you're not really confident in that. But like I said, this device was really impressive. Wi-Fi calling on here. The 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band as well. You also do get PC Smart Sync, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack down below, USB for micro, which wasn't really impressed with, to be honest. But this phone does have a gyro sensor on it for gaming. We'll get into that a little bit more detail if you like to play Pokemon Go, things of that nature. It's really cool. Now, this device honestly is one of my favorites that I ever bought from Cricket Wireless. It's like a collector's kind of item because of that touch button at the bottom. Now it does have 4.1 Bluetooth, which still works really good. It records up to 1080, 30 frames per second. I'll show you some of the picture samples on this device. So it's a TFT display, HD, comes in the black color like this anthracite gray, charcoal gray. Really nice 5 megapixel front camera on here, which is actually going to take you some really good pictures. 8 megapixel on the rear, solo camera as well, so just keep that in mind. But I'm sure you could pick this up on the used market. Like I said, I did upgrade the software on here a bunch of times. I kept having to do that. I'm actually checking right now, and it does say that I'm currently up to date finally, because I was updating this thing all day, getting update after update, until eventually I got the software update that I was looking for, which was the Android 8 It's gonna give you picture-in-picture when you're watching YouTube, which is really cool because before, if you decided you wanted to do something else, YouTube would close. But you get the picture-in-picture, which means it stays in the screen while you're doing something else. It also does have the Samsung Experience version 9.5, so it doesn't have the One UI, but it has Samsung Experience 9.5. Doesn't have dark mode on here, but it still looks really nice. You get secure folder, power savings mode, smart view, a ton of options on this thing, just to say the least. There's an equalizer built in this thing, which I do like playing around with when it comes to media, things of that nature. You could mess around with the EQ. The phone is still pretty snappy. Like I said, it's the updates actually fix the bugs on here and some of the slowdowns. I do have a launcher running on this device. You can see I have like, I think this is either launcher or the other stock Google one, but I got my, you know, Google feed on here. Looks really nice. The phone operates really smoothly. I'm really surprised this is a 3-year-old device considering how old it is. The touch button still works phenomenally well. There's a minor scratch on the side glass, which doesn't affect my viewing experience whatsoever, but the button right here is going to be your power button, which has a really satisfying click. Sort of reminds me of the Google Pixel button. And to be completely honest with you, the speaker placement is placed right next to the other side, which we're gonna get into. It's right here at the top next to the camera. And these speakers, let me just go into SoundCloud, some non-copyright music. Speakers on here sound really good, so I'm not gonna cap, no lie, these sound really good. And the speaker placement was really unique. I haven't seen a phone put their speakers anywhere near this region before or after this phone, but the cameras still work on here. Now we're gonna get into gaming and we're gonna get into the cameras as well, but all around the feel in the hand of this device is absolutely phenomenal. I don't even put a case on here just because of the feel in the hand. It feels really good. Battery life on here, 3,300 milliamp hour battery. This is one of the best batteries I've ever used. It does take like a little under 2 hours to charge completely, maybe about an hour and a half, but I promise you, when it comes to the quality of these overall speakers, the experience on the display is still really nice as well. I'm really surprised. This is a good phone in 2021 if you are still using the J series. So let me just show you the speakers on here. So yeah, I do like the speakers on here, guys. Just a lot of features that I like to play around with. Oh yeah, now when I did actually update this device, I got an update on the camera. What I did notice is that we do have a night mode on here now, guys. So after updating the device, I did realize that the camera system has a night mode, HDR mode for low light photos indoors. And on the front facing camera, it still looks really good. I've taken some really nice selfies on this phone. There's also a wide mode on the phone for your selfies, for your camera, which I think is pretty cool. This device still stands out. I would still use this thing in 2020. Let me know what you guys think. Later, crew. I'll get right back with you. Peace.